Channel. My name is Lisa Elvin Stoltari, and I'm a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Over the last several years, I have been focusing my attention on les filles du roi, the king's daughters, and les filles mariées, the marriageable girls. Each one of their stories has been incredible for me to really understand where they came from, the journey they took, and the lives that they led. So it's been an honor, actually, to be able to really present these to you. And we are going forth. We're now on episode 308 of Les Filles du Roi. I can't believe it. And with that being said, let me make sure to let you know to subscribe, like, and notify. Subscribe if you haven't already, please do so. And that doesn't cost you anything. And then like means that the more a video gets likes, the more it gets kind of rebroadcast and resubmitted and kind of it finds its way, if you will. So I really appreciate that. And of course, notify is just for you in case you're looking for a particular video. Also, the memberships, you might want to have a click at that. It's in the notes, anywhere from 99 cents all the way up to $24.99. My PayPal is also there on the website. Have Roots Will Travel. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you so very, very much. With that being said, let's get started and explore our next Filles du Roi. Today we're going to be looking at episode 308 of Les Filles du Roi, Marthe Beauregard. And she comes to us obviously as a viewer request, but she's also the great-grandmother of a library associate of mine that when we did library things together, she is definitely one of them. And also one of my dear friends in Ottawa who I don't get to speak to as often. This is as well her great-grandmother. Let's have a look at Marthe. Marthe was born in 1643 in Rouen, France. Her parents were Jean Beauregard and Marie Desmarais. And she comes to us from the Normandy region of France that you can see on your upper left. And on the upper right, we have the Département of Seine-Maritime. And inside of that is Rouen, which is the capital of the region of Normandy. And it actually is right on that river Seine that you can see in the picture in the middle there on your right. Rouen has an amazing historical history, and it was at one time the largest city in medieval Europe. It played a prominent role in both English and French histories from the 11th to the 15th century. Joan of Arc herself was tried and burned alive in 1431 in this very spot. Rouen is a city of cultural and educational experiences. It was from this area that the Statue of Liberty sailed in June of 1885. Now the church that she would have been baptized in is called the Saint Patrice Church. The church was reconstructed in the 16th century, replacing a previous 13th century structure. It was still standing as of 2024, but when I did my research, it actually has closed as of 2024 due to issues with the structure. I mean, who can blame it? It's over 1,000 years old. So absolutely an amazing place to visit. And look, Rouen is probably on my top 2 list of places I want to see in France. Arrived on Le Pré Maurice, arrived in Quebec City on July 30th, 1671. Her father had passed away, and she came to New France with a dowry of about £400, which is quite a bit of money at that time. Here's where the story takes a little bit of a turn. Her groom that selected her was Gabriel Lemieux, and he was also born in Rouen, France. His parents were Louis Lemieux and Marie Luguin. Now he was baptized in the Saint-Étienne-la-Grande Église, which is a historic chapel located within the renowned Rouen Cathedral in Rouen, France. So he was baptized, but they're both from the same city. Those of you who have been following along, you know that Gabriel married Marguerite Leboeuf, who was a fille à mariée, and I will put the notes for the episode 122 if you want to go and have a look at the previous marriage. And that is Gabriel. He was then, of course, she passed away, and he would find a new bride. Gabrielle and Marthe would be married on November 26, 1671 at Quebec City. They would settle at Lauson. Lauson, located on the south shore of the St. Lawrence River across from Quebec City, played a very key role in New France's settlement, its trade, and defense. It was granted in 1636 to Jean de Lauzon from the Seigneurie of Lauzon, was strategically positioned for agriculture and commerce, although Lauzon himself never settled there. Instead, development was led by settlers, most notably Guillaume Couture, who arrived in 1647 after surviving capture and torture by the Iroquois. Couture became the first European settler, followed by François Bissot, Sieur de la Rivière, in 1648. Over the next 2 decades, several pioneer families, including, and I'm telling you this so that you know the kind of neighborhood that they kind of were embraced by, Miville, Gay, Cadoret, Bégin, Allais, Poiré, Boulotte, Carrier, Lecourt, and Samson. These are the founding families of Lauzon. So you might, if this is an area that is of interest to you, you might want to look and see if they are there in your tree as well. And they all established themselves at Pointe-Lévis, as it was called, where they cleared land and farmed and built parishes like what you see there, Saint-Joseph de Lauzon. Lauzon thrived as an agricultural center, supplying Quebec City with wheat, livestock, and timber, while its forests contributed to wood harvesting and shipbuilding. Its location along the St. Lawrence made it vital for trade and ferry routes. Militarily, it played a crucial role during the British siege of Quebec in 1759, when General James Wolfe himself used Pointe-Lévis as a base to bombard Quebec City, leading to New France's eventual fall. After the British conquest in 1763, Lauzon remained a rural French-speaking community, continuing the traditional farming practices until the seigneurial system was abolished in the 19th century. Today, Lauzon is part of Libye, and many families in Quebec can trace their ancestry to these early settlers, leaving truly a lasting legacy in French-Canadian history. So this is where they would settle. Go on to have 5 children. Louis Dale would marry Marianne Carrier and have 1 child, unfortunately, who did not make it. Remember that Carrier is one of those founding families at Lauzon. Michel would marry Marguerite Sanson and would have 10 children, 9 of whom survived, 8 who left descendants. Marguerite's mother was Marianne Métrou, who we profiled in Fille du Roi 222, and I've posted the link. Remember that Sanson is also a founding family. Marie-Marthe would marry Maître Lebrec and would have 13 children, 10 of whom made it to adulthood. Maître's mother was a fille mariée, Jeanne Chotard, who we profiled and who I have the link for you to look at. Marie-Charlotte would also marry a Sanson, in this time Ignace, and they would have 1 child who did survive. And Guillaume would pass away without leaving any descendants at the age of 21. In 1681, we have this census, and we have Gabriel Lemieux, 67 years old. Marthe, his wife, 38. Now his children, this is a mix of those 2 families. So we have Gabriel, we have Marie, then we start with his second family, Louis, Michel, Marie, Charlotte, and Guillaume. They have 1 gun, 2 cows, 2 vaches, and 10 arpents, about 8.5 acres of land. Gabriel would pass away at the amazing age of 86. He and Marthe would have been married 28 years. So Marthe would carry on for another 28 years on her own. She would not remarry. And she would finally pass away at the age of 85, also very, very impressive, in 1728. And she left us with a legacy of 42 descendants. But one can only imagine that she played a pivotal role in not only the family she created, but also the family she adopted. Truly a remarkable woman. There is more information on the Lemieux and the association, and you might want to consider checking out the site. I've posted the link for you in the notes for this episode. And so ends our 2-part little series. I'm amazed by both women. Each one brought a particular set of courage and talent with her. And Marthe, her talent was in being able to accommodate and assimilate and be able to truly be a helpmate to Gabriel, take on his children, have her own children. They truly were an extraordinary couple. And the fact that they also pioneered at Lausanne is very, very important as well in terms of the general, genealogy that those of you who are descendants of this couple will definitely embrace. So I think that she was an extraordinary woman for all of those reasons, and most of all, her longevity. I mean, to have lived to be 85 is just a remarkable trait in that, and to have, had the children, experience the life she experienced, and she had to hit the ground running. So thank you so much, Marthe, for your bravery, for your courage, and most of all, we bless your memory. And with that being said, I also want to say thank you to my patrons, supporters, and subscribers. You all are amazing, and thank you for your support through the years. I really appreciate your support of me and my efforts and my channel. So with that being said, I will leave you until we see you on the next episode, which will be 309, I believe. Until then, au revoir.